Okay, so Bristol's over. My car is still on the ramp truck, and as soon as we got back, I ordered a different turbo. My GT45, it's a good turbo. It's just too big. It takes way too long to spool. So, car went a 732 at 98 mile an hour with like a 1.89 60 foot or 1.81 60 foot. So, I'm getting rid of the GT45 and I'm putting on a 7875 billet, but the billet part don't make no difference. It's billet or cast, it don't make no difference. They flow about the same. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna take all this off. My new one is back here in the box. Got it for cheap. It's like a it's the same as the VS Racing. Everything's the same. It just don't say VS Racing on it. So everything measures exactly the same. It's just one's 400 bucks and this one's 280 bucks. So if it fails, that's my fault. But everything I've read, they're fine. They work great. Well, this is just like a 9-to-1 350 small block, 356 40 over. And I'm only running about 10 pounds of boost. Well, at Bristol I was only able to get about 7. But that new turbo should make boost way better, way faster, and be way more efficient than this. Because this is a 90 compressor, 90 turbine, and a 69 compressor. So this is small, and this is too big. So, but for 150 bucks, you can't beat a GT45. They work great. So I'm gonna climb up here and take all this off, put my new turbo on, and it also goes from, this is a 3.5 exhaust. The new turbo goes from 3, it's a 3-inch. So I just built me an adapter to go 3-inch, 3.5, all the way back. Uses the same drain, same oil feed, all that. And I'm probably gonna move my water meth, which I've not used yet, somewhere in the inlet tubing. But yeah. Well, we got the turbo mounted, but it just keeps raining.
Oh, faithful.
Everything has flooded. There's people lost their homes, bridges, all that good stuff.
Yeah. In a bad way.
All destroyed, and it just keeps raining. And our tent has ripped from the storms. So, never a dull moment, folks. Never a dull moment. But of course, I happened to build all new exhaust because the exhaust I had didn't clear, didn't work right. So there it is. The new turbo is on. See how much smaller the turbine is than the other one. You should spool way faster. What's cool is this is smaller, but this is a lot bigger. So should make more power, should spool faster, all that good stuff. So it should be better for low end and still have the top end that I need. We hope.
Damn right.
If it works good, we can put one on the Suburban. Put automatic in it.
Yep, automatic in Suburban.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta do some burning.
It would do it now, but
Now we need to leave and get that thing on some boost and then take off with it.
mm-hmm. Alright, fix to go shake down the new turbo. It's going from a GT45 to a 7875.
Little street dyno, the new turbo here. Trying to give him a boost in, a little bit boost in down at the bottom end instead of all up at the top. That bigger turbo's bring it all in at the top. So we'll see how it does.
It's a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. That's some bitch come unglued.
I'm gonna two-step it.
Yep. Pretty damn strong. Like it's missing. Huh? It popped, sounds like it's missing. God, this thing is nasty. There's a tire killer.
Nasty.
On there, yeah. From down yonder all the way up through there.
Yeah.
Are you going on the house?
Yeah.
What's going on, sir?
So anybody out there that's got a GT45, take that sucker off and put on a 7875. I need to pull the plugs and look. All right, well, we got back and I'm pulling plugs.
Run good though.
Yeah, run good though, but you see my plugs, so that nice pretty color on it, that's good. Means my jet and everything's right, which is exactly what my AFRs is telling me.
You see it's stronger.
Oh, it's way stronger than what it was. And it went a 730 at 98 at Bristol elevation. So it'll be a whole lot faster. It wouldn't surprise if it run like a 630 or 640. It might run better than that, I don't know. But I pulled the plugs out because I'm looking. We don't know if I might have got a head gasket or something like that, because it sounds kind of funny.
I brought the boost in earlier like you said it was going to.
Oh, I know for a fact it did, because I was able to leave it like I think 3.5 or 4 pounds, which is still not enough. It needs to be leaving out like 8, but I will take 3 or 4 over nothing any day of the week.
If that up there is 3 or 4, you don't need to leave it at 8. I don't think so.
It just had like the little slightest delay, and it was, yeah, and there it was.
He come back and he heard a little poop. He was like, hear that? And I was like, okay, I got it. That doesn't sound fine to me.
I heard a little, I'm not sure what RPM it was, but it was a little boop. Like I said, that's why I'm pulling plugs to look and see. But I'm going to number them as they come out. But everything else on the plug looks fantastic. No sign of detonation yet, nothing like that. So that nice coloring down in there. All that goodness. That comes from messing with your carburetor over and over and over and over and over again. Let me continue pulling these plugs out and we will figure it out. Alright, so I pulled the plugs, and like I said, usually 5, 7, or 8 are the ones that have an issue. Number 7, see the discoloration in 7? Looks totally different than all the other plugs. So, I got in there and pushed the switch. All I gotta do is push that little button. Oh, it's turning it. Yeah. Yeah.
Trouble.
Yeah, so it got a head gasket.
He called that shit before we got back. It's got a little mist to it. I'm like, what? He's like, I hear a little mist. I was like, he's like, it's got a little mist. I'm going up to the house. And I was like, all right. It's like, shit. And then he said, it's probably one of these over here. And he pulls it out and he's like, that's it right there. And that's the one squirting, number 7. The rest of it's fine. He got some fucked up shit in it. That was more smart.
Well, no, that's how you diagnose motors and stuff.
That's cool as shit. And he called the fucking thing before we got back.
And like I said, it's head gasket, and more than likely it didn't hurt the piston, didn't hurt nothing else, and that's why you run cheap head gaskets. So if you get an overboost issue or a lean out or something like that, but it doesn't show that it's lean, it probably, I don't know, it might have done that at Bristol or something.
Well, it got hot down at Bristol one time and jumped up there, and then we put some more fluid in and it lost. He's like, well, I had it a little low and it took about a gallon and didn't think that bad. And I said, it was probably pitching a little at Bristol.
But yeah. So when in doubt, people, pull your plugs and look at your plugs, and they will tell you what's going on. And then watch the water run out of the cylinder head.
Don't get no more real good to that, does it?
But it felt good for 7 cylinders.
Yeah, little turbos kicking ass, man. All it can do is get better and
better. But
yeah,
it didn't do that up there. It made it more noticeable up there, but it probably done that at Bristol.
Yeah, it was at Bristol, because you said it running to, you was like, man, that thing got to 200. I was up there on the down road and come back down. I was like, well, let's see what happened. And then took that cap off, and then I had to put about a gallon in it. And he was like, well, I run it low. And I was like,
yeah, I only had about half a gallon, maybe.
And then you made one more pass, and then come back. 2 more passes.
It done the exact same
2 more
ET.
passes. It run the same. You made 2 more passes and come back, and the temperature stayed down. And then when he started yesterday, it went to 200. Then we had to put a little over a gallon in it, and it brought it back down. And then it's down this morning, so it's dripping.
Yeah. So.
It's all right.
I'm gonna put
shit happens.
Yeah,
man.
that is a stock 350 small block, $15 head gasket. And like I said, if you put them head gaskets on, if you ever get an overboost issue or something leans or something happens, it'll get that gasket and it won't hurt your head, it won't hurt the piston. So the proof is in the pudding. That's proof right there.
But that's the first time he's run at Bristol, so it was good. Run 730s, and I know it had water in it down there because it lost. That's where the temperature acted stupid. Same thing it did yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was just losing water.
A couple hours in the afternoon, ain't nothing.
How much you figure you got in on that right now? He's trying to go in the 5s. Cheaper,
oh yeah.
Cheaper than anybody has.
I'm gonna put this car in a 5s. I didn't think it was possible.
It might be a 599, but a 9 with a 9. He wants to run 5 on the cheap, and everybody says you can't do that. So
I will tell you exactly how I'm gonna do that. This combination as it sets right now will probably run a 630, 640 as it sets right now. Because I'm telling you, it's at least a second or maybe half a second faster than it was at Bristol. And that would put me, if it was a second faster, 630, or even more than that, be low 6s. Do that, and I'm going to put a 50 shot or a 75 shot.
He's like, I can put this car in the 5s for cheap. Everybody says you can't. I said,
oh yeah.
And the thing is, he's going to figure it up and see how much he's got in it. Not with just this setup, with everything he spent on it, complete with what, 3 turbos?
Yeah, but everything that I changed, like the cam that I put in this thing, it's a hydraulic roller cam. It was dirt cheap. And the carburetor, I got the main body and stuff for $50, and I built all that stuff. That's an old distributor that was laying around. These heads are old 185cc bow tie heads that was sent to us by that green fella.
And the car ain't light.
Yeah, no, the car's not light, especially with me in it.
It ain't lightened up nowhere.
It's probably 3460, 3430.
3520 probably.
Yeah, the cage made it
It's got a
heavy.
lot of cage in it.
And I got big roll cage bars that connect the frame connectors and run across and all
It's
that.
safe shit, but the damn thing works good. But he just wanted to see. He's like, I'm putting it 5. I said, if it's $5.99 with a 9, it's still 5. So see what he can do it for cheap.
Yeah.
And he's getting close.
Oh yeah.
And that little old deal right there wasn't that expensive swap, but he could probably figure it all in, not just this lace swap. But we just.
If I figured everything in and the car included, it'd still be cheaper.
I mean, since
I paid $800 for this car like
since you've had it.
9-10 years ago.
Yeah, since you've had it.
But I got the intake for I think $45. I bought it from Jerry Daniels over there. The valve covers I think were $20 off Speedway, and I put them little things in it. I built their own headers. Dude give us these headers at Bristol. They're for a G body. I built all that. Adam gave me that radiator because I had a hole in it. Fixed that.
It's like my 57. Everybody's oh, this money I ain't got $5,000 in that car and paid $2,300 for it when I was 15.
Yeah.
Still ain't got $5,000 in that car. Just cause we scrap and junk, and everybody makes fun of all that shit. But
See, I'm coming after the S10.
he's coming after the S10. He's gonna get him too.
I pretty much set Colton's S10 up, and everything that's in it has come from my brain. So I'm gonna try to do the same thing with my car, so I can run right there with him. Now that I know the car will go straight.
He wants to go run the outlaws down there at Shady Side and get them boys. I said, hell, it's by the rules. This Colton's didn't fit by the rules. This one does. So
Yeah.
I was like, go, get down there.
I'm gonna get after it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's gonna be good.
He got it driving good, driving seat and straight. So all you can do is concentrate on going fast.
Yeah, that was my biggest
He
thing.
wants to do it cheaper than anybody.
Yeah, I wanted it to go straight, and I wanted it to be dependable, and I wanted to be able to like kind of daily drive it and all that type of stuff. Which it drives like a regular car. You know, I just didn't take it to Bristol because I don't want to pull that mountain. I was afraid my converter would be too loose and cause all kinds of problems. But it's just it's a stock bottom end 350 with cast iron heads on it. But all the figuring, all the cam and everything and all that is what makes this thing work the way it does. But I don't know, we'll see. But I'm pretty sure this thing was hurt either before we went to Bristol or it got hurt.
He had out hammered the shit out of it.
Yeah. I figured if it was going to do something, I needed to do it before we went racing. Yeah. So, and it was smoking a little bit at Bristol, white smoke.
Had a little white come out of it when you went down the track.
But,
yeah.
So I'm going to either rip it apart or whatever. But number 7, man, I hate that happened, but it's cool to, I think it's this. And then you check everything and boom, that's what it comes out to be. It's awesome.
That shit right out of the gate.
Like in that video, you could hear it, like the plug was firing, but it's like the cylinder just, the pressure wasn't right.
Just wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
Sounded good though.
Yeah.
Hell, I thought it was running fantastic. It ran like shit.
Nah, it felt good. It felt good. It felt real good. But I know I probably done it when I was tuning this thing, like over at Carrie's up and down, because I leaned it out a bunch and popped it a bunch of times. Yeah, I run the crap out of this thing because I was like, well, whatever happens, I'll fix it before I go race. And trying to dial it and get the tune and all that. And then I finally hit it, so I just left it alone. So I'm about to break the head bolts loose. As you can see, stock head bolts. Cast iron bow tie heads.
See, ain't bullshit. Where's that temperature gauge? Check the rocker calling temperature.
Oh. I'll shoot that in there. 120.
This is not a setup video.
Yeah, 120 something degrees, 122 degrees.
Yep, nothing fake
on the
here.
heads.
Nothing fake here.
Yeah, these rockers are hot. They might have cooled off a little bit being out. 95, 105.
Yep.
Yeah, 95, 92, 93.
20 minutes.
They were a lot warmer when I took them off just a minute ago. But yeah, everything's still hot. See, 126 degrees. Yeah, there's definitely got some water in the oil. Pop this off, clean the head up, put the new gasket on, put it all back together. But like I was telling that explains why I wasn't getting full boost, why it wasn't doing what it had done before. And then we got there, it just got worse. That means they ain't telling how fast it would have been. It would have been in the 6s then with all 8 cylinders at Bristol. So
at least, man, shit.
we might be able to get in the 5s with no nitrous.
Okay.
But I'm gonna show everybody my times. I don't keep it top secret. I don't care. I think it's funny.
He don't care. He won't
Yeah, I want everybody to see. Whether it's fast or slow, it don't matter.
Everybody just wants to show fast pace. Nobody shows the bad shit. Everybody wants to show all the glory and none of the damn sorrow. Is that what's wrong with something?
Yeah, I want to see the head gasket, and I want to make sure that the valve's fine and that the.
He wants to see that piston. That's what
Yeah, it doesn't show the sign. The plug doesn't show that there's anything wrong with the piston. There's no oil on the plug, which means that the piston's not busted, the piston's not cracked, nothing like that. It just shows that it's got water in the cylinder. So we're gonna find out here in about 10 minutes. All right, see right there where it's black and burnt through? That's where she's leaking from. Got a little hot right there. But it did, it burnt right through. Just got a little hot for some reason. It's almost like not from cylinder temperature or timing or nothing like that. It just looked like it got overheated.
Well, you were really hot a couple times, didn't you?
No, not really. Alright, I got my new head gasket in. 1178 VC. That's what I'm saying. This is a 41 thousandths head gasket. That's why I run it. Cheap, it was 15 bucks. Or actually, I think it was $19.99, $18.99, something like that. I put the head on, torque the head back down, set my lash, put the intake back on, and put it all back together. And I got my head on, intake on, all that crap back on. Nothing too special. Just putting it all back like it was. Alright, all that's back together. Lash is set, valve cover's on, just got to bolt the exhaust up and change oil. 74 is all back together. All back together, fired up and all that stuff, so that was good. Maybe I can start it. My starter's taking a crap on me. But it was longer than 10 minutes. Well, I had it on there and torqued in like 10 minutes. I said it was like on there and torqued in like 10 minutes.
It was on and torqued in 10 minutes. I ain't shit. I put them on the road twice and it's on.
They was slap the intake and stuff on, and like I said, hopefully it'll start. We'll see. That starter's, I couldn't even get it engaged a second ago. It's wanting to go chop ring, kink, act stupid.